guess you forgot.
Okay, so we're starting pretty much exactly where we left off. There was a little kerfuffle in this area up here. But we'll just move on. The light from the nearby vendor stall stabs into your eyes, triggering a throbbing ache in the back of your skull. You stop short, squinting as rough voices drift in on the wind. "Where's everyone else? Where's the damn shipment?" says the tattooed smuggler. "I haven't seen them yet. We just got here." The voice becomes irritated. "Long way's probably waiting for us so we can haul it out of the boat for him. That lazy bastard. Let's just hang out there. Let's let him find us." "Looks like we're on a stroll through Smuggler Central." Carter keeps her voice low. "These gangers don't know we're here. We could probably just slip past. Or we could clip them. They're already looking for us. Might be better to take them out now while we've got the element of surprise on our side." I'm going to probably ambush them just because that's a bit of fun. And so you get to see a bit more of the combat system in this game. So we're still in surprise mode, so they still haven't spotted us, which means we can put ourselves into the most advantageous positions. Though I might be about to screw that up. Got quite good crit percentages on this because they're all in the open because it's an ambush. Let's just see how we go. Yeah. They haven't been alerted yet, but I think as soon as my turn's over, they will be. One cool thing about this game is that the items are actually like incredibly helpful. So let's try and get as many of them as we can with one. Probably miss. No. Yeah, the other thing that one thing I mentioned in the previous part of this playthrough is that often the sort of more quote-unquote boring-y martial classes don't get a good level of development, but in this game they've tried really hard to diversify them quite a bit. So you've got lots of different abilities you can pull off using your weapons. So it's not like magic users get all of the interesting abilities. Let's just try and take out the mage. They can do a lot of damage. There we go. And you can see, I'll just try and zoom in on it. There we go. So those little shield things there are the target's armor. And they basically, it's like a flat damage reduction sort of situation. So I'm just going to strip that off. And that should make this all much more efficient. We haven't had a chance yet to use our swords. They can be very, very effective, but also obviously the risk is much higher than sticking to range. That was a misclick. And there we go. Yeah, cool thing about after every engagement, you recover the most recently done damage to you. Which means that if you play it correctly, you can get out of scrap without basically any harm done to you. But let's just move on. Doesn't look like there's anything cool. Oh. A medkit. Actually incredibly vital in this game because the other thing about recovering health through magic is, again, it'll only do the most recent done to you. So stuff like medkits and trauma wagons, which are the sort of the revive item in this game, is so helpful. Bit of money, always good to have. I just got a karma there for finishing a probably for the battle actually. Karma is, again, as I said in the last episode, it's a EXP measure. So when I have a bit more, I can put that into whatever is probably my weakest stat. Is probably body. I want to be a bit beefier, so I don't go down in 2 swings. Particularly if I'm going to be fighting in close quarters, which I might have to. Ideally for this character, I'm sort of going for like a falls back to melee if he has to, but we'll see what happens with it. Cool thing about this game is it doesn't really lock you out. More peoples. Crossing the street, you make out 4 shadowy figures loitering in the plaza ahead. Troll, orc, dwarf, elf. 2 men, 2 women. They're different from the smugglers on the dark. Alert, poised, professional. You can see they've made a token effort to conceal their weapons. The unspoken message is clear. We're strapped. Mind your manners. Wu stands up tall, takes that amused tone he gets whenever he's standing toe-to-toe with someone bigger. Someone who doesn't know they're about to go down. Evening, folks. You got permits for those bazookas? The thick troll pulls his mouth into a comic frown. Permits? Give me a minute. He makes a show of patting his pockets. Is he going to swear at us? Nope, guess not. Must have dropped mine in a dumpster, along with the last idiot who stepped to us. Well. Wu surveys the scene, nods in a friendly fashion. Is that right? Well then. You can almost feel Wu's cop training kick in. It's like watching a drone execute a command routine. He reaches for his rifle, brings it up quick, but it's too late. By the time it hits shoulder level, an assortment of nasty-looking ordnance is already trained on his head. Carter backs him up. She whips her arm forward, fist blazing with magical fire. Her eyes sweep the scene, darting from one figure to another. All right, everyone, just be cool. The thick troll's voice is casual, amused. He shakes his gun in Wu's face. A little late for that, isn't it? Raise your weapon too? Nah, it's never too late to be cool. Put your hands in your pockets. Listen, guys, my stomach's doing somersaults. How about we put our guns away before someone gets hurt? Hold up your hands, palms out. How about no one does anything stupid? We just want to talk. Or draw your weapons and remain silent. I'll probably pick the second one, try and, like, de-escalate the situation. The troll snorts a laugh. This guy looks like he could use an enema. Haha. Something we can do for you, officer? Wu's jaw tightens, but his tone stays cool and controlled. I'm looking for an old man, Raymond Black. We were supposed to meet him here. You know him? The troll nods his enormous head. Mm-hmm. Wu's voice gets an edge. You can see a vein on his temple start to pulse. Where is he? Carter sees it too. Keeps her voice neutral. Easy, Duncan. The troll maintains an amused eye contact, but his weapon stays trained on you. That's right. Easy, Duncan. Your friend Raymond never showed. We've been waiting for the better part of an hour. You were going to meet with Raymond? Who are you? Think everyone can put their guns down? I think probably most curious about Raymond here. Mm-hmm. So you're his tour guides, right? What do you want with you? Or keep talking? I think from now on I'm probably just going to read the option I pick. What did he want with you? The troll's yellow-brown tusks shoved into a smile again. He needed friends, the heavily armored kind. The old man hired us to take you all on a little excursion. Rue's brow furrows. Hired you? He takes a moment, looks them over. They're an odd assortment. A cybered-up troll, an orc girl with magical fetishes, a dwarf with a cyber deck slung on her back, and a tall man standing behind them, inscrutable. All with guns trained on Wu. Understanding spread across Wu's face. His jaw tightens. You're Shadowrunners. That's what the game is called. That's why it's called that. The troll nods. Mm-hmm. Wu's shoulders creep up. His stance tightens. This is bullshit. Raymond would never hire Shadowrunners. They're criminals. Well. The troll corrects him. Mercenary operatives. Dwarf cuts in. Her voice is soft but strong. Criminal. Mercenary operatives. So yeah, you're right. Your buddy Raymond was associating with a bunch of hardened criminals. The troll tosses Wu a sideways glance while staring down the barrel of his gun. Sorry to burst your bubble, Lone Star. Guess you didn't know the old man was as well as you thought, huh? Wu tries to shake it off, but he's struggling to process the information. You can feel the heat coming off of him. The runners sense it too, and they tense up tight. They're keyed on Duncan and their guns are big. The looks on their faces make it clear. One wrong bead of sweat and Wu's going down in a red mist of cloud. Carter remains completely still. Her voice is level, moderate. She's done this before. Let's all stay focused. No need for this to get ugly. She speaks quietly to Wu, who listens without turning his focus squarely on the troll. We need to find Raymond. These are the people who can help us do that. This is... What were you hired to do? I still don't really know. You can tell the orc girl's had enough attention. She blurts it out. The old man wanted us to take him inside of Kowloon Walled City. She waves a hand at the three of you. You, too. Two large rats clinging to her hip and shoulder poke their head out of the folds of her clothing. They fix their beady eyes on you intently. You know the Walled City. Slum, right? I've heard of it. No, what's the Walled City? Isn't this Kowloon City? Fun fact, I was actually born in Kowloon. So, it's kind of like a homecoming for me. Not in the game, in real life. I was born in Hong Kong, so... the girl sighs, rolls her eyes. Yeah, this is Kowloon, but Kowloon Walled City is different. It's a shithole. The worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere. Trid clips and news stories can't do it justice. Memories of growing up in the Redmond Barrens flash through your mind. Kowloon Walled City was a real place for a very long time as well. It was pretty awful the way that was allowed to sort of continue to exist. And in a cyberpunk world, it never stopped. We get it. It's a real bad pace. Now, why would a little old man pay you to take him there? The dwarf sitting next to him nods and jumps in. Wouldn't say. He mumbled a lot too, just kept rambling on and on about how he had to get in. Under ordinary circumstances, I would have accepted the gig. I never would have accepted the gig. The Walled City is the last place I want to go. But the old man rolled up a truckload of new yen, and you got to eat, right? Wu glances at you. His weapon remains trained on the Shadowrunners, but a flicker of uncertainty plays across his face. Interesting story. It seems like a good time to ramp down the threat of violence, don't you think? The troll flashes you a smile that's all tusks and no warmth. Okay, gang, I tell you what. He looks at his team slowly and starts to lower his weapon. We're all going to put our guns down. Bam. They're dead. And so was Carter. And I knew that. So that's pretty in media res of the opening to just kill off people, but you know. Still know what's going on. The sound of high caliber rifle shots hang in the air, and the red dots of a laser sight sweep the area. Carter the troll and the silent elf lie dead in the widening pools of blood, their heads broken open like melons dropping from a 4-story building. What? Bit grim. The orc girl screams from cover. Nightjar, come on, big man, talk to me. Gut shot? No. She turns to the dwarf, her eyes wild with fear. Oh shit, this isn't good. Officers on a megaphone. Ooh. This is the police. Lay down your weapons, put your hands behind your head, and come out where we can see you. Duncan Wu. Herman van der Trop. Oh, yeah. That's what I call the character. Come out where we can see you. You have 3 seconds. Duncan crouches behind cover, his gaze locked onto Carter's corpse. His voice comes out on a hoarse roar. Stand down, damn it. I'm law enforcement. Lone Star. Lone Star is a private military company that... in certain sections of the US in this game becomes basically the de facto police. But, importantly, isn't state-led. Yeah. He's driven deeper into cover by a hail of gunfire. The dwarf shakes her head at them, her voice is flat. Save your breath, they won't listen. Use your eyes, these bastards aren't here to make arrests. A sniper shot hits the wall next to her head, showering her in an explosion of plaster. We need to get out of here now. Everyone pipe down, just give me a minute. The rat girl stares at the ground intently, as if listening. Then her brow furrows, her eyes go beady, and her nose wrinkles up. She begins to sway back and forth, her lips moving soundlessly. She snaps out of her trance. Okay, I've got a way out. It's at the end of the street. Everyone, come with me. I wonder if the rats are important to her character. Everyone, we don't need Rentnicot's gobbet. We're the only ones. The little orc whips her head around towards a friend. Their extra firepower is, I got us an exit, but we've got to get past the heat, and we can't shoot our way out of this on our own. If nothing else, they can suck up a few rounds for us. Cheers. She turns to you, her pupils pinpricks of intensity. Just stick together and keep close. There's a door down the street that leads to a back alley. That's our exit point. You fall behind, you get left behind. This bit is quite hard, and I think that's quite a good introduction into later on in the game. But I might just cheese it. We'll see. Move to cover there. Pretty good. Oh, there we go. So you've just seen me use a trauma kit there, which means I don't straight up die. I get picked back up with a tiny bit of health left. But they've moved so close that I can get in with this. And because they were right next to me, I didn't even waste any AP. But I might move up anyway. So, the orc here, she's a shaman, which means that she can summon little thingies. And also she has a range of spells. So I think we'll put haste onto Raymond over there. And one of the cool things about... Oh! Guess we're not doing that. And... the dwarf woman over here, her thing is that she's a decker, which won't be handy just yet. But when it is, it's you always need a decker on your team. It's sort of like how you always need a rogue to do the pickpocketing and that. But one thing she can do is lay down proximity mines, which is very handy. I'll use that medkit I got a second ago, because I'm not doing so hot. Yeah, so one of the interactables here is you can use your shaman to summon a spirit out of the floor. In this one, it's a monsoon spirit, so it's watery. You will eventually lose control of them, but before you do, they are invaluable. Mostly just at soaking up people. Oh, there we go. This is one of the reasons you need a decker. So you can send her in to power down mechanical things, like these drones back here now won't be a problem. Let's just take a pot shot. Nope. Jesus, on a 90? He's dead. There we go, quick work. Spoke too soon and now he's gone. Awesome. But they can do the same thing, which is annoying. Although eventually they will lose control, just in the same way I do. But doesn't matter if they've already got it over here. See if we can't move into some better cover. I hope that's better. So just like those little spirits we could summon from the battlefield, your shamans often also come equipped with them. I really wanted to play the tabletop version of this, but it looks insanely complicated. Like you need like 100 different dice to do anything. And then we'll... Yeah, so we need him to get up or we will lose. That's easy enough to do. That just means he's not getting back up for the rest of the fight now. The combat in this can be quite punishing. But at least now I haven't lost the game in total. So there's an 8% chance it'll escape, but it looks like it won't. Great. This is what's great about spirits. They're basically expendable, and having expendable troops in a game like this is vital, mostly just because you grow to love the characters, don't you, and you don't want to Jesus. The conjured spirits also make really great sort of scouts, because obviously, yeah, like if I just walked into that would have been pretty bad. So now it's just pretty much a straight shot. I'm a huge fan of this sort of like turn-based RPG, turn-based strategy games. Like big fan of what do we call it? Fire Emblem. When it came out, that was couldn't stop playing it. I guess also as a kid, even with things like Advance Wars, and the problem with games like that is you get so attached that when there's like permadeath, I can't play it in that like hardcore-ish way. Ooh. Okay, I think we're all close enough to just flee now. And when we have, I'm gonna take a break. And there we go. I think on this loading screen, I don't know this game as well as I thought I did, but I'm going to take a break here because it has been 25 minutes. Not ideal, but yeah. Anyway, still finding out how I'm going to do this, all like sort of formically. Whether or not I'm going to be reading out everything, whether or not the game is even a good one to let's play. But I don't know, I think it's a cool game anyway, and I think it got kind of slept on, and there's a lot of buzz for this sort of genre of like cyberpunky type dystopian worlds overtaken by unrestricted sort of capitalist greed. So I'd like to play it. I'd like to see how it goes, and if it works as something I can just consistently sort of talk over, and it's not just me filling space. But if it's not working, let me know. Drop me a message. I'll probably play something else, or drop it entirely. Who knows? But yeah, I hope you're enjoying what I have to say and the game itself. Anyway, and I hope to keep this up. I mean, this is the most consistently I've ever done 2 videos, like one immediately after the next. And if you're appreciating it, just let me know, and that really helps me know where to focus my efforts and things. And what would really help me equally in that sort of regard is like just drop a like or a subscribe. I mean, like I don't post that often, so I won't be clogging up your YouTube feed or whatever. But yeah, it's just a good marker of knowing if I'm performing successfully. And I suppose I'll see how I feel and how. Yeah, I'm rambling anyway. But thank you for watching. I hope you got this far, and yeah, see you very soon, hopefully.
Waiting for the time to pass me by. Cringing in my sentimental mind.